Okay, folks, I'm just going to spend about 5 minutes or so having a quick look at Betfair and the charts that Betfair provides on the exchange and how you can read those charts and try and make a profit from it. So I'll go into Betfair and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here we are. It's about 10 minutes before the 16:36, and it's about 10 minutes before the 16:45 at Wolverhampton. And we have a pretty hot favourite sitting there around about 6 to 4, just under. And we just want to see what's going on with this blame culture. Is it going in? Is it going out? Well, down the left-hand side of your screen, when you move into Betfair, obviously we're in the all horse racing today market. Excuse me. And we're in the win section of that. So we click on this icon here and it brings us up the chart. Now what we see is that this is going back probably to yesterday when the betting started. Nothing much going on, very little money going onto the horse. Seemed to drift just a tiny bit. I would have thought that was nothing at all. Then has been backed through the morning, probably. That looks like the morning to me. Is low levels of support. And then we're moving into the evening here. So actually that bit there, from about here through there, that's about 24 hours, about sort of yesterday afternoon till this afternoon. So very little money gone onto it in that situation, probably about 10% of the money that's on it now. The total matched on this particular horse is 84,000. So we've probably only got about, I'd say probably less than 8,000 going on in the first 24 hours till this afternoon. But in the last, I'd say that's a couple of hours, we've seen a lot of money come on. And what we've seen from the money coming through in the last hour and a half, I would think, probably. So this is an hour and a half versus 24 hours. So you've got to remember that when you're looking at these charts. Also, the money's coming in greater quantities. As you can see, these peaks are getting higher. And now we've seen a bet go in at nearly £3,000. Some kind of bet, whether that was one single bet or a variety of bets. Didn't move the market much, so you'd expect it to be a variety of bets. Probably pushed it out very slightly. So we're seeing a very stable blame culture. There's still, as I say, 6-7 minutes to go before the race. We'll see considerably, greater quantities of money coming onto this horse, and we've got to see whether it goes in or out. The last price match was 2.32. So we're looking for either this horse, because it's fairly static, to go out. Because then it would tell us that quite a lot of money is going onto it late, and most of that money is thinking it's not going to win, so it drifts. If this horse has a decent chance, it will stay pretty much static, and if we have some late money coming in for it, it'll give us a jolly good clue that this horse is well fancied and the professional money is coming in for this horse. So we've got 6 minutes to go, and we'll see where this horse actually goes to. So we'll actually move on to the next horse through and see what's happening to him. So follow the steps. Your second favourite, sitting at around about 4.1 this morning, or yesterday afternoon. This morning up until about here, it looked more like it was drifting, and it's been backed, and now it's drifting a bit. So again, this will give you a clue. There has been money for this horse. There is some support for it. It's drifted only slightly, so that's maybe some profit taking from this point here. And it's now static at around about 4.1. So I would say that this horse, unless it starts drifting considerably more, has a reasonable chance, and there's a reasonable amount of confidence in it. Moves that way, as I say, again in the last 5 minutes, or moves that way, gives you a strong idea where the professional money is coming from. Again, being second favourite, it's only got £36,000 of the 193 that's been placed on the event, which is actually low quantity considering this horse is 3 to 1. You would kind of expect that to be more like 60,000. So it's not very strong in the market, this horse, and that's what you could tell from the amount of money, of money on the race. It should be more like 20%. Or 30% of the money going on to this horse, and it's not. It's more like 1/6. So that's not very strong. And in fact, if I'm looking back down here, I'm seeing that is actually being borne out. Oh yeah, look, we were back here. I was saying that it's not had a lot of money on it. Seems a bit weak, and there you go. This tells you that Follow the Steps now has had pretty much all the money that's been coming onto it here has been negative money. And the breakout is from 4.1 and is now out to, what, 5.8. And in fact, we see it's gone out to 6.2. So the way to make money on this one was for me not to be talking for a start, but for you to be watching and see this was weak. Hadn't got a large enough share for a 3-to-1 horse to only have a very small proportion, significantly lower proportion, about half of what the money it should have had. It should have had more like 100,000 on it. Now it's only got 50,000 on it. So it's got about half the amount of money it should have on it. And actually, then you saw the movement out, and that would tell you that people were waiting, weren't putting money on this horse. And the professional money, just coming in the last minute, actually does not love this horse at all. The horse it does love, which you'll see, we were sat here going, it's very stable. We're waiting to see what's going on. We saw that it was 184,220, which is a lot more than I thought it should be. It should have been probably half that amount. So again, it showed there was a lot of decent money for it. And there was a lot of interest in the horse. Now you're seeing it's 259,370. Which is a very significant proportion of the money. It's more than half, significantly more than half, and yet it's okay. It's less than evens, but even so, when it was at evens, it would probably had significantly more than half. So so we're seeing that in this race, what we're getting a view for is that they like lane culture, and they don't like Follow the Steps. So we'll hold on now and we'll wait for the race to start.
Last one.
Okay, so we're here with the race. It's about to start. Last one's in. We can see that Blame Culture has come in, then come in again, and is now stable. It's 1.83. It's taken nearly 400,000 to 570,000. And I think that, therefore, there's a lot of confidence behind this horse. And if we could have spotted it early, we would have had a good chance to have backed it round about here as it came in at that point. In the run of the race, it's back out at 2.5. I might take 2.5 if I was doing in running because 2.5 was back here, and the chart shows me that they've got more confidence in it than that, and there can't be too much going on in this race that would blame it. So here we go. Here's David Probert, George Morrison's horse. He's come back in again from the 2.5, so I've been right to take the 2.5. And I would be looking to cash out maybe if I had done 2.5. Look at Probert. He's looking behind him. What the hell's going on? He obviously thinks he's got a huge amount of horse behind him, which I'm amazed at. And here he comes. He's got a huge amount of horse. 2.9, I'd take that. God. Oh, look at the man. He's absolutely walking it. Maybe he isn't going to walk it, but I think he is. And Master Diver's still going at him. Oh, it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be that close. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think a couple of times in that race we could have got 2.9 at one point, which would have been fantastic. 2.9, very nice price on a horse that's done that with the chart. A horse that does that with the chart has a lot of confidence behind it. I can't believe Probert looking behind him and so far out. It showed just almost arrogance. But anyway, there you go. He's won. Won very well, obviously not by too far. Well, that's the way in which you can look at a chart, read it, see whether the amount of money for a horse is gives you some confidence that the backers are coming for it. They're not just ignoring it or waiting to lay it. If you see a horse that's static a bit, then obviously what we're looking for with a horse whose price has been static for a while is where's the breakout and which way it's going to go. We were thinking which way would the Blame Culture go, and clearly it was backed with some fair degree of confidence, a lot of confidence in fact, and then it leveled out at its starting price of 1.83. In the running, it's if we can quickly just update that chart. I'm sure we can actually. Might have gone. Yeah, it's bloody thing's gone. I should have shown you this earlier, shouldn't I? But anyway, what we'll have seen in running is that Blame Culture went out to 2.52, which I thought was a very nice price to take again, considering the chart. In running, I could have taken that, and also then it went out to 2.9 for some unknown reason. When I saw him look behind him, I couldn't believe it, and I thought, well, that's it, game's over. The guy thinks he's got Sheargar underneath him. So we could have got 2.9, and certainly we would have made a reasonable profit. So look at your charts. Try and have a look for horses that don't worry about too much about the money that goes on in the morning or the afternoon before in the morning, because that generally is small money and small money can make quite big movements. What you're looking for is where's the money coming for it from up until about 10 minutes before the race goes off, and then when the professional money comes in, the large amounts, probably about 80 to 90% of the total money staked from a race, will come in the last 10 minutes. That's when you're looking for the movements, and that's when you're looking to see where is the people in the know, where are they betting, and you can follow the money. You can see it going, and as we've just done, gives us a very, very clear indication as to what's likely to win. That's me, and I'll come back with another recording at some other time. So follow insidetracks.co.uk, and speak to you later.